General Hospital spoilers will reveal that in a complex and dramatic turn of events on General Hospital, the relationship between Willow and Drew is causing a chain of profound consequences, leading to betrayal, vengeance, and emotional turmoil that significantly impacts families and relationships around them. Willow has been attracted to Drew for a long time, especially after he saved her life during a dark time in her life. Her initial feelings of gratitude and admiration gradually developed into a passionate love, despite the fact that Drew is Michael's uncle, her husband. The closeness in their private meetings and deep empathy pushed both of them into a forbidden romance, challenging the family's moral boundaries. Willow, who has always been seen as a rational and devoted woman, allowed her feelings for Drew to blur the lines between right and wrong. She disregarded not only Drew's position in the family but also ignored the horrific consequences her actions could have on Michael, who had always loved and protected her. What Willow didn't know is that Drew had once been intimately involved with Nina, her biological mother, whom she had only just reconnected with after many years apart. If this complex relationship were to be exposed, it would not only be a shock to Willow but also drive her already fragile relationship with Nina into the abyss. Meanwhile, Drew is not innocent. Although aware of the dangers and emotional harm his actions could cause, he continues to immerse himself in his love for Willow. His disruption of family ties not only pits him against Michael but also makes Nina feel betrayed. Drew once had a brief affair with Nina, and he kept this truth from Willow in an attempt to protect his current relationship. However, his silence only set the stage for the tragedy to come. When Willow uncovers the truth, she faces not only the pain of betrayal from Drew but also deep hurt from Nina, the mother she had hoped to lean on after years of separation. This double betrayal will undoubtedly push Willow into despair and put her in a position where she might make irreversible decisions. As the forbidden love between Willow and Drew deepens, the Corinthos and Quartermain families begin to notice the abnormality in their relationship. Michael, who initially had no suspicions, begins to sense the growing distance between him and Willow. Carly, with her strong protective instincts, keeps a close watch on strange signs, while Nina starts to feel inner conflict upon seeing her daughter dive into a wrong relationship with a man who was once her lover. Tensions, secrets, and betrayal stack on top of one another, signaling a storm that will soon engulf everyone. When the truth about Drew and Nina's past relationship is revealed, it explodes like a bomb in the already fragile family dynamic. Nina feels betrayed from both sides, by the man she once trusted and by the daughter she's trying to rebuild a relationship with. Instead of being honest about his past, Drew remained silent, making the situation even more dire when the truth came out. Willow, deeply in love with Drew, feels confused but ultimately decides to put aside all family ethics and emotions to be with him. She believes their love is strong enough to overcome all opposition, even if it means hurting her mother, Nina, and her husband, Michael. Nina, in her anger, tries to convince Willow to end the relationship. However, her efforts only make Willow more determined to protect Drew. Willow feels her mother is trying to control her life, and being with Drew is not only about love but also a way to assert her independence. Michael, who had always loved and protected Willow, begins to notice the increasing distance between them. He feels betrayed when he learns that his own uncle is the one who's been tearing his family apart from within. As tensions rise, Carly becomes the new target in Willow and Drew's devious revenge plan. At a Christmas party, Carly arrives with Brennan, a charming man with a complicated past and a special relationship with her. Willow quickly picks up on the signs of affection between Carly and Brennan. With a simmering jealousy and a desire to protect her place in the family, she convinces Drew to hire a private detective to spy on Carly and Brennan. Willow hopes that by taking Carly down, she can deflect the negative attention from her relationship with Drew. The detective wastes no time gathering evidence. One evening, they capture images of Carly and Brennan in an intimate moment, even recording the two of them getting into bed together. This is just what Willow and Drew need to execute their plan. Rather than keeping the secret or confronting Carly directly, they decide to use the photos as a weapon to attack Carly and Michael. In a tense family meeting, Drew and Willow publicly reveal the evidence to everyone, humiliating Carly and shaking Michael's faith in his mother. Willow, in her anger, doesn't hesitate to call Carly a promiscuous woman who's ruining the Corinthos family's reputation. She accuses Carly of failing to be a good role model for Michael, claiming that Carly's irresponsibility has negatively affected the family. Drew, standing beside Willow, takes advantage of the situation to attack Michael, implying that his family is far from perfect and that he has no right to judge others. Willow and Drew's accusations leave Michael and Carly reeling. Carly, usually strong, refuses to stay silent in the face of these attacks. She immediately denies the accusations and vows not to let Willow and Drew destroy her reputation. Michael, while furious about the betrayal from Drew and Willow, also feels conflicted as the evidence clearly points against his mother. He is forced to confront the reality that his entire world is falling apart. However, Brennan, who had no idea he was being watched, becomes enraged when he discovers that Drew and Willow used his private life as a pawn in their power game. He decides to retaliate, not only to protect his honor but also to teach Drew a lesson. Brennan sets out to expose Drew's shady past, including secrets he has worked hard to hide. Meanwhile, Nina feels heartbroken watching Willow's actions. She never imagined her daughter would resort to such underhanded methods to get back at Carly, someone who had once been there for Willow during difficult times. Nina decides to confront Willow and Drew, but her intervention only complicates matters further. The relationships among the characters are now torn apart by betrayal, hatred, and schemes of vengeance. Drew and Willow, instead of coming together to find happiness, are driving themselves into confrontation with everyone who was once important in their lives. Carly and Brennan are preparing a counterattack, Michael is torn between love and betrayal, and Nina stands on the sidelines, helplessly watching her family fall apart. What was once love has now turned into an unrelenting war, where no one is truly the victor. The future of Willow and Drew is overshadowed by consequences they cannot avoid. This forbidden relationship not only deeply wounds Michael, Carly, and Nina, but also disrupts the entire family structure and the relationships around them. Willow, once seen as the epitome of devotion and morality, now faces the risk of retaliation from Carly, Brennan, and even Michael, the man she betrayed. Meanwhile, Drew, with his selfishness and boundless ambition, seems to be pushing himself into isolation, with no allies left to cling to. Brennan's fury upon discovering Drew's actions is the spark that ignites a brutal battle. Known for his violent past, Brennan has tried to reform and now holds a powerful position as the director of WSB, a role of influence. But make no mistake about his nature, Brennan remains a dangerous man, one no one dares to cross without facing terrifying consequences. When he learns that Drew hired a detective to spy on him and Carly, even recording their intimate moments to use as a weapon of revenge, Brennan feels that his honor and privacy have been severely violated. Brennan initially tries to warn Drew, hoping to end the matter peacefully. He makes it clear that Drew's actions are not only immoral but also foolish, putting them both in a dangerous spiral. However, Drew's stubbornness and blind obsession with maintaining his relationship with Willow and taking revenge on Carly make all of Brennan's warnings fall on deaf ears. Drew ignores everything Brennan says, which only further infuriates Brennan. For him, this insult cannot go unpunished. Brennan begins to plan his revenge against Drew in a ruthless, systematic way, aiming not only to destroy Drew's career but also to ruin his entire life. As a former notorious criminal and cold-blooded killer, Brennan possesses the skills and powerful network to carry out any plot. He can use WSB's resources and leverage his connections in the shadows to pressure Drew. Brennan quietly contacts people from Drew's past, exposing secrets Drew has tried to keep hidden, causing him to lose trust and support from every direction. Brennan also targets Drew's biggest weakness, Willow. Knowing that Drew values his love for Willow above all else, Brennan works to plant seeds of doubt between them. He subtly approaches Willow, revealing dark aspects of Drew's past that she was unaware of. As Willow tries to protect her love, she begins to feel uneasy as Drew's secrets gradually come to light. She faces the question of whether she has been trusting the wrong person, and this begins to cause cracks in their relationship from within. Brennan's revenge plan doesn't stop there. He uses his influence at WSB to launch a covert investigation into Drew's past wrongdoings. Evidence of shady dealings, unethical behavior in business, and Drew's illicit relationships start to surface, causing him to be isolated both socially and professionally. Drew, once a man with a promising career and high respect, now begins to lose everything: his reputation, his career, and even his love. Meanwhile, Carly is not sitting idly by. Having gone through many trials, she is not easily swayed by Willow and Drew's rise to power. Carly quickly teams up with Brennan to fight back against the two. She uses every resource at her disposal to protect Michael and the Corinthos family, while putting Drew and Willow on the defensive. With her sharp mind and determination, Carly becomes a threat that Willow and Drew can no longer ignore. Ultimately, the relationship between Willow and Drew, which began with love and admiration, seems to be on the brink of collapse. Willow, facing opposition from all sides and the terrifying secrets about Drew, begins to question whether this love is worth sacrificing everything for. Drew, alone in the face of retaliation from Brennan, Carly, and even the people he once called allies, now stands at the risk of losing it all. Their future is not only uncertain but also filled with unpredictable dangers, signaling that the price they will pay for their mistakes will be more brutal than anyone could ever imagine.